everyone, welcome to my channel. Let's talk the latest on Harry and Meghan. So Meghan has posted on her Instagram that she has met Audra McDonald for the very first time. And she met her during an outing on Broadway where she went to see Gypsy. She went with a group of friends that included Nate Berkus, Jeremiah Brent, Tracy and Brian Robbins, and George Cheeks. And George Cheeks, he is the CEO of CBS. And while Meghan was there, she met some of the cast behind the scenes. And of course, we have pictures where she's meeting Audra. For those of you that may have not known this, Audra has been a supporter of Meghan for a long time now. This time that she mentioned Meghan was one of several times that she has spoken out in support of Meghan. This interview, I think, took place back in 2023, if I'm not mistaken.
You understand the juggle of your kids. Tell everybody how old your kids are. You have 18-year-old daughter, 18-year-old stepson, 15-year-old stepson, and a 2-year-old. And a 2-year-old. Yeah. I feel like the last time we talked to you were pregnant. Actually. Yeah. But anyway, you actually wrote an interesting post on Instagram. It grabbed a lot of attention because you were defending Meghan Markle. You said, listen, this woman, everybody's attacking her. Yeah. She's pregnant. She has to stay gracious. Yes. Why did you decide to go? Because I remember what I felt like at 8 months pregnant. When I was in the post, I was saying, I'm hot, I'm sweaty, I'm swollen, I'm flatulent. All I want are hot fudge sundaes. And the thought of having to do all that and yet remain gracious and gorgeous and still out there working and being, hounded and bullied and 500 million cameras flashing in your face at all moments. So the reason I wrote the post is because there was a magazine who said some of her body language was weird. Of course
You got a body growing inside.
You got a body growing inside of you. And so I just felt like, someone needs to cut this girl a break, and I said, leave her alone. So maybe it's because I have a biracial daughter as well. And so there's something about Meghan Markle, for some reason, I feel oddly protective of her.
Do you feel like part of the criticism that's aimed at her is rooted in some of that?
Yes, I would say so.
Thank you so much for coming in.
Oh, my pleasure.
Like I said, I'm staring at pictures behind you of an adorable family, adorable kids.
I didn't know they hadn't met. I had just assumed they had, but apparently this is the first time. I loved what Meghan was wearing. She looked so beautiful in that. It's on her page and it's almost sold out. Just 2 items left in there. And talking about her items on her page, her Shop My Favorites page, I have seen and heard some people talking about how they disapprove of her having that page. Some people that are so-called supporters, and of course, the ones that are not. And they're saying it's whatever it is they're saying. I'm sure some of you have seen the various arguments they have out there. What I would say about that is that having that page, it's about time that she had that page. For too long, too many people were making money off of what Meghan was wearing, linking it in their pages. When they will write articles about her, some of the articles that were the most horrible articles, and yet they have affiliate links in there with what Meghan was wearing. My opinion is that ever since she stepped down as a working royal, she should never have left the house in any brand name without being paid by them. But the fact that she waited this long to do this and people are still having a problem with it, it does not make sense. And if you're talking about it in terms of her title, they should look at the left behinds that are taking money from taxpayers that are experiencing a cost of living crisis. So still not computing about her shop page and why she shouldn't have it. And of course, her podcast, it continues on the chart. It has risen to number 2 overall on Apple. It's still number 1 in the business category. It has risen to number 19 from number 24 on Spotify, and it's still number 2 in the business category on Spotify. So Meghan is doing her thing and moving forward. And then we have where Prince Harry speaking to people, talking about the very sad situation with his security. I personally am very, very upset, always have been upset about the fact that Prince Harry, Meghan, the Duchess of Sussex, and the two children do not have paid security from the UK royals. But the fact is, Harry is just asking for security when he's over there. And so he has given, People magazine is calling it an exclusive, and they're saying that he said he was feeling, quote, exhausted and overwhelmed, end quote. And he further says, quote, worst fears have been confirmed by the whole legal disclosure in this case. And that's really sad, end quote. So I think during this case, he has perhaps found out more behind closed doors as to the extent of his family's involvement in the removal of his security at a time that he had no security in place. He was still a working member of the royal family, this working member, that this term they have invented. So I'm not sure if he's catching up to all of the things that we were thinking, or if he has found out things that are so much more than we could ever have imagined. But whichever is the case, Harry is not going to stop. He has said that he's relentless. So he will pursue what he needs to pursue. I heard a Scotty said that, they wouldn't be sad if he didn't get this security because they don't trust them over there. I echo that. But also, I understand where he's coming from with the need to find out everything and know all the facts and have the facts in black and white, and also letting them know that he knows what they know, and that at no time they can come out and say that he's paranoid. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for joining me. If you like my content, please remember to like, comment, and subscribe. And talk to you soon. Bye.